Now, the other question students generally tend to ask me is that, sir, when an interviewer asks us, your brother is doing an MBA in one of the premier B schools, possibly in IIM, your father is a government employee himself, why didn't you take that career path? Why have you chosen a different career path when you know that they have been successful professionals in their own stream of careers? Why haven't you gone ahead and been in that particular path? So what should be the right answer for this?
I would agree. Point number one, just because my father is a government service gentleman does not mean that I need to be so. But having said that, such questions are asked in the interview. Now, when questions are asked in the interview, they ask to understand there is a clarity of vision from our side or not. When we have selected the option of IT and we are coming to TCS, are we sure that that is what we want after having compared various options? And yes, if your own brother is doing the MBA, I am sure I want to understand whether you have considered that as an option as well or not. So for me, this question makes sense. Now, how do I answer that? To me, it's a comparative question. So again, it's between two things. It's about MBA, it's about IT. So what do? I praise MBA, dump MBA. MBA is a good course to take, of course. In fact, my brother is enjoying it tremendously. He has a lot of goals himself. But if you were to ask me, I wish to be in the field of technology. And for me, MBA is therefore not immediately in the radar. But yes, I do realize the fact that in the long run, probably MBA will give me a chance to become a leader because I am a very ambitious person. And I would like to take leadership position in technology area. Now, that's the word I'm going to say. I'm going to say in the technology area because I'm speaking to a technology company. So what am I doing in that process? I'm saying I'm open to the field of MBA, but not immediately. Furthermore, I'm saying that my brother has done the good thing. So I'm not ridiculed anything. I've just convinced them or tried to convince them the fact that I wish to come to the field of technology by own volition. So,
brilliant. The last of this set of questions I have is a very tricky one. And sometimes it becomes very uncomfortable for a student as well, especially when a friend is involved into it. And the question goes like this: the person who has walked ahead of you happens to be your friend somewhere, and I've seen that both of you have done the same project. If I were to select one of you guys, only one of you, between you and your friend, whom should I be selecting? If such kind of a question comes to us, it's very uncomfortable because you cannot, the honest answer would be everybody would like to scream that I would like to be selected. But at the same point of time, you cannot demean your friend as well. So how are we going to handle such kind of complex questions?
You remind me of a very interesting interviews I saw. This was this gentleman who was taking the interview, and probably this was his favorite question because I heard him ask this question to quite a few interviewees. And I got amazing set of answers. I'm going to share certain with you which would help the listeners also understand why that's a bad answer. I still remember one of the gentlemen, a student who was there, he said, no sir, I do not know that person. Now that's a bad news. If you do not even know the person who has come just before you to the interview room, and in effect he's your batchmate, then that's a bad news. That means you can't socialize. I would never have done that. I also heard one gentleman probably trying to be, showing the fact that he's a great friend. He actually went ahead and said, give it to my friend. Now, mentally, I would have rejected him, and that's exactly what happened. He was actually rejected. If a person cannot fight for what he is, then how is he going to fight for the company tomorrow? I want friendship, but at the same time, I want healthy competition. And that is exactly what companies are going to look for. The key word is competition, and there's a word in front of it, healthy. Which means for me it's a comparative question. I'm going to praise my friend, but I'm going to praise myself more, and I'm going to then say I deserve the job. For me, that is a fighting spirit. So the right answer for me would have been that he is actually a good friend of mine and is a good student, no doubt about it, but I have my own strengths. So I would have made the case for myself. Now, does this seem selfish? Answer is yes. Is it selfish? Answer is no. The fact of the matter is, friendship is not about sacrifices alone. Friendship is about pulling each other up. Every single person should learn how to fight for himself and herself. Be in a position to help your friend. So be in a position to help your friend, get yourself a job, and then probably help your friend get the job as well. And if things do help, then probably both of you will get selected in the same company, and congratulations, the friendship will still carry on to the next level. Why not?
Brilliant. So once again, the key, the fact that you need to praise the person who, you need to praise your friend, or you praise anything which you're planning to dump. And the good thing is that you need to know how to sell your own self as well. Thank you, Mr. Abdullah, for your inputs once again. I hope all of you have learned how do we handle the comparative questions. And in the next video, we're going to look at more such kind of questions. In case you have any queries, please feel to write to support@conura.com, or you can always post your doubts on our doubt clarification platform. Thank you, friends. Bye-bye.